Welcome back to another episode of Uncut and Uncensored. And today we are live in Dubai, back from the US. And you're in our bedroom.
From our bedroom.
In bed with Sergio and Caroline.
Sounds amazing, actually.
Well, before we go into the topic today, which is an interesting one, I wanted to just catch up. Obviously, we got stuck in America. We are now back. And it's been a really interesting time to be here, obviously. When you hear the Western news, and I have to always, it reminds me a bit of COVID, when all the news was so crazy and that we were all going to die and nobody wanted to leave the house because, it was the plague and all of these things.
It's crazy how media can just literally disturb your entire life. It's just better not to look at it.
I'm trying not to scroll anymore because the reality versus what was said on the ground, is so different. And obviously we were stuck in the States because there were very few routes coming. And so every time no flights out of LA, our route kept getting diverted. So, it got longer and longer until the fact that I found a flight out of San Francisco and we got on it. And we were very few people on the plane. So we only had the news to refer to, really. Or to understand, when friends told us it was okay, it was like really weird because we turn on the news and it sounded like an apocalypse had happened.
Literally, it was just insane. We didn't know, to be honest, what was going to happen, During the flight, landing, it was just like a whole, stop telling me how to position myself.
So rounded.
Honey, shut up.
Yeah.
But, honestly, we didn't know. And the only thing I asked the flight attendants is, are we safe? And they're like, look, the only moment to know that you're going to be okay is when the wheels touch the ground. So there was a lot of uncertain things, during the journey. But then we go here.
I listened to that. I feel like that's just any flight you take because they always say getting up and going down. I don't think that was referring to the war as it was.
No, it was in general flying.
Yeah, flying.
But,
But you are a much more nervous person.
Yeah?
Yeah, than me.
Okay. Possibly.
And I think, now I'm super happy I did come back. Or get back. I would have come back earlier if I could, because obviously there was a terrible time that my kids were here without their father and without me. And that was awful because neither of us could get back. Then we were back and then my ex-husband got back and the kids were with him. So I felt quite a lot better. So it didn't matter that I was getting more delayed. But obviously this is my home and I wanted to come back and we both did. And also we found just running our businesses from the States was impossible.
Home is home, to be honest. There's nothing like home. And even though we love traveling, we were traveling for almost 2 months straight. There was about 10 suitcases. Caroline ended up driving me crazy and, we just needed to be home.
I didn't even want to do my laundry because, I would take it to the dry cleaner and they would say to me 5 days. I'm like, oh, I won't be here 5 days.
You're doing your laundry.
Well, you know what I mean. I did your laundry too, so don't even do that on here. I did all the washing, so don't pretend.
That was the first time, actually. Yeah, I was very surprised with Caroline. She was doing house stuff.
Yeah, so, I had nothing else to do, did I? Because, with the time difference, we could only speak to our team, a couple of hours in the morning and a couple of hours late night by the time, everyone was getting up and going to bed. And my worry was, like anything, even though we're in this kind of a crisis, I don't want to lose all my work and all my jobs and you've got to run your team through times like this. You have to sit on them because obviously it's uncertain for everybody. So everyone tends to scatter.
Yeah, it was very tricky, to be honest. We didn't know how to handle everything. The time difference was crazy. Some people were in the UK, we were in the US, people in Dubai. So the summary is that we are so happy to be back home. We love Dubai and, we're praying things get better.
We made, a lot of choices. Like we were due to be I postponed my birthday.
Oh my God, that's a big
it's
one.
It's my 50th, so I postponed that.
Mm-hmm.
I've also moved the next retreat from June. Well, it'll still be in June, but now it's not in the Maldives, it's in Bali.
Yeah.
And, you make quick and decisive decisions. Like that's what life is about. Pivoting and understanding that life will throw you these things and how you cope with them. And I think that's a really powerful statement because, we had been held up since we got back in our house, sort of a little bit nervous, not sure. We've got a lot of friends. We walk around, we've been going to the gym and spending our time here. and, we had such conflicting reports, and now we're pushing ourselves to go out and see people. It really is amazing. Like, life feels quieter, but people are here. Everyone's, going about their business and doing what they need to do because, one thing this government has done for us is the safety, and the feeling that we're being taken care of is immense. Imagine this had happened in any other country.
No, it's amazing how honestly the country managed just to keep, stable the whole situation. Everything is controlled. People are living life on a day to day as normal. Like everything just feels so normal, and it is fantastic to see that because that really tells you that the leader is sticking to the people, sticking to the culture and the country.
They had like Royal Ascot yesterday. Every leader was there. No one's hiding. It's amazing. So I'm grateful for that because, it is a sensitive time. People do worry, but anywhere in the world today. And by the way, people like the Daily Mail and all the Western ones, they never liked Dubai because everybody moved here. So this is the perfect opportunity to shit on us some more.
Literally. What I understood, I think, is very interesting because this is known as, and it is one of the safest or the safest country in the world, the most stable, the most, this beautiful in many ways. The quality of life is fantastic. People love to shit on, this government. I don't know why. Like people from outside that they've never been here, they just go crazy talking shit about how beautiful Dubai is. And you don't understand.
If this had happened.
Like, what? Why?
If this had happened in any other country, looting would be happening. People would be stealing from people's houses.
Everything will be chaotic. Like the supermarkets, it is, you go to supermarkets, it is like as absolutely normal. Anywhere else in the world, like it's happening in Australia, in the US, in other places, people are going and they're like just buying everything because they're scared. Here, no one is scared. And that's something beautiful that the leaders created here.
And there's a sense of community here. So, I think they've done an incredible job. No, we are not being paid for this. Although if anyone wants to, please reach out.
Everybody's like, oh my God, how much are you paying you guys to just talk good about Dubai? We don't need to get paid to talk good about Dubai because we love living in Dubai. This country gave us everything. It builds us who we are and where we are today, and we will stick to a country. We absolutely love it, and we love the way it's ruled.
I was speaking to a girlfriend this morning who was getting on her camera. She'd popped out to do her nails, and they were robbing her house.
Not here in the country,
with guns.
But not here.
No, in America. Yeah. In America. And it's nuts. Like, I'd much rather be here. I'll take my chances with the rest of it than there. Sorry.
100%.
And looking back now, I don't even know where I would go. So I'm super happy. We are not going. Actually, the only place we are going, we might have to pop to London because my father's not very well, bless. He's 83 years old, and I think he's
fine. We're just going to pop in to see him, but he's fine. He's fine.
He's going to be fine. So we're going to go and see him this week, but we'll be back in 5 days.
Yes, but let's talk about, because I know we're going, I think, around the arms of the tree, the purpose of this podcast. Why are we doing this podcast? Because we want to, ask each other.
Well, going through this crazy time, we're tired because we're getting up at God knows what hour because there are noises and things like that. And also we're jet lagged still. We haven't got back into the rhythm.
It takes a long time.
It's a very strange time where we live is, just very quiet. So I don't know. We haven't adjusted yet fully. We're getting back into the rhythm. We're doing 2 massive projects right now. So we're very stressed. We're getting everything done. That we're doing 2 retreats. There's just a lot on our plate.
A lot of things going on, but
so
we feel a bit tired. We feel like we need a holiday out of the 2-month holiday because we've been so stressed.
Oh, that wasn't a holiday.
No, it wasn't a holiday.
You can't consider something that you didn't pack for and you didn't plan for a holiday. That wasn't a holiday.
Like, she has about, 10 suitcases, and she was worried about clothes. She's like, no, I cannot go to Miami because I don't have the right clothes. I'm like, my friend.
I had ski suits.
My friend.
I didn't have any swimsuits. It was 80 degrees. Like, I had ski wear. I had giant, thick blazers. Actually, a shout out to Legence Jeans, who's owned by one of my friends and creative director, who sent me boxes and boxes and boxes.
And boxes. Me on the other side, I was literally wearing the same stuff for the last 2 months. So fantastic.
Anyway, no girl wants to be caught like that. So this podcast is meant to be about would we choose each other today? We're 8 years on.
Are you going to ask me that question?
Yes, in a minute. We're 8 years into our marriage. Oh, no. into our relationship, 5 years, nearly 5 years into our.
You're so bad with numbers, honey.
I know. So
You have no
you were the
idea.
one that confused me because you add a year all the time.
Yes, because
Which
I love
is
it.
terrible
Actually.
when I've got
no,
children.
it's beautiful.
No, darling, not when I've got children that actually no timelines.
Honey, if like number one rule in life is to be positive about everything.
So adding a year into our relationship that
Yes.
didn't exist.
It makes you much, I don't know, much stable and longer together.
So no, we are 8 years total and nearly 5 years married. Not 5 years
Well
yet,
done.
although he celebrated
I
our
know I
5th year
celebrated my
anniversary
5-year wedding anniversary last
this
year.
year. Yeah,
It
last
was
year.
not. I'm gonna
So
tell
we're
you.
going to have to do the same.
It was not. So this year we're turning 5 years wedding anniversary, which I'm gonna probably do a wedding.
And it's his
if
wife's
things goes better.
50th birthday.
My wife's 50th birthday.
And I already know what he got me for my birthday.
Dun, dun, dun. That, we will reveal that later, honey.
Okay, we'll reveal it later.
Later.
But it's a good one and I'm really proud of him because he did good. Although
Okay, fantastic.
in times like this, I'm not sure I should have bought it. But anyway,
Yes. Would you?
do you regret the amount of money you
Choose-
spent on my birthday?
No, not that, honey. No, no. Just leave that there. No.
Fine.
Oh my god! I just realized. Why am I carrying the pink speaker?
You chose it.
Microphone.
I might have to get my birthday present early to cheer myself up.
No, baby. No, it's not
Yeah.
happening.
Yes, it is.
No, baby. We're gonna get it opening in your birthday.
No, it's miles away.
It's
I'm
not
too
miles away.
excited.
It's like 28 days.
Go on. So next.
Would you choose me if
Again, you mean?
Again,
If
if
it was this time.
this
So,
time, if you see me walking on the street, would you choose me?
I mean, you do have grey hair now.
Honey, shut up with my hair. It's not about looks. It's about the inside.
It's not about seeing you on the street, Sergio. That's not the conversation. The conversation is 8 years on, would we re-choose each other knowing what we know today? Right? So not
Okay.
meeting each other again for the
I
first
see.
time. Right? So, look, absolutely I would. I
Yeah?
think, yes.
Okay, let me ask you again just to think about it.
Yeah.
Would you re-choose me?
Would you?
Would you?
Would.
Would you?
Yes.
Would you re-choose me if you know everything that you know about me today?
Absolutely. And I'm giggling inside a little bit because there are difficulties with an age gap relationship.
Oh my god, difficulties too. Let me run through my last
Wait,
day yesterday.
no, wait, just no, don't. That's
Okay.
up and I don't like that when you do that. It's not about mood swings or being tired or whatever else. That's not what this is about. You
okay.
go on and on about if I'm having menopause or whatever. Stop with all that bullshit. That's
Okay.
not what today is about.
Okay.
Would you choose each other
Of course.
for the stuff that we're building, how we're doing it, like this? It's mood swings everybody has. You're definitely not perfect. And I get in a mood with you because, the age thing, is sometimes you're mature and sometimes you're a fucking child. And that
I
is
can
a
say the
problem.
same now, yeah.
Well, whatever. But I've already done it and that's the problem.
Okay. Yes, I will choose to be with you and to start again if I knowing everything I know about you. Yes. Why? Because we share the same vision, and I think that's the most powerful thing. Because we are going into the direction that we want to go, and we're growing together with the same, line in our head. And I think that's the most powerful thing you can have.
I think very few couples today who are around really choose each other. I think people panic. I think people choose people for a lot of the wrong reasons, especially I live here. So, I see it a lot that people choose people for, they have to be established. You have to have a certain this. You have to, and I think they underestimate the power of teamwork. And I can't say it enough.
But also I feel people choose people just to settle without really putting any effort on looking at a long term. They just want to find a companion, and that will never work, because I see with a lot of my friends, they just find, someone that fits okay into their standards of a possible wife, and they settle, and then they get divorced straight away after 2 years because they just don't really look at the long term. And I think that's the biggest mistake you can make.
And that's why you can't base it. Like, obviously you have to be attracted. I'm not going to be one of those people that says looks didn't mean anything to me. Of course they did. If you don't have that chemical lust for each other and that feeling,
The
like
chemistry is everything.
yeah. But after a while, that's, you don't see that as much. Like
You don't find me attractive anymore?
no, of course I find you attractive. And sometimes I look at you and go, phew. But like, it's
Well, you
not
gotta
my
look at what?
main, phew.
What?
It's not my main consideration when I look at you anymore. I mean, the good thing is I'm sat here. I've just done like Korean laser things all over my face and body with hormones. and I'm sat here covered in like weeping welts, and like I can do that with you. Like I want to be
that's how it
able to
should be.
I want to be able to grow old with you without worrying. You know, of course I look okay and great with my makeup on, but I want to be able to not have my makeup on with my partner, and you'll be surprised how many women cannot do that. You will be shocked. I know women that get out of the delivery bed and put on makeup so their husbands don't see them like that. It's
That's crazy,
insane.
actually. That's insane.
And, you know, I think it's super important to have that level of trust and confidence with each other.
How do you think you get that level of trust in a relationship when you started to get to know someone?
Well, the weird thing about you and me, I think, was because I wasn't considering you as a long-term partner.
You didn't?
No, not at the beginning. Of course I didn't. No. You lived in America. I lived over here. Like, I mean, I'm not an idiot. You were 24. I was 43. Like, no, I was not. So I got to know you on a different level because I wasn't trying to be my completely best foot forward for you, because I just thought we'll have a great friendship.
What made you fall in love?
Probably you and your persistence.
My persistence.
Yes.
It was not my looks.
No, I mean, do you want it just to be about your looks?
No,
I didn't fall in love just with your looks.
That was the first
not.
entry.
But that's not why I would choose you again. I think now I've realized, like, that from that little boy that basically, you know, you were and still are, like, there are parts of you that still are very young. Although you like to tell everyone you've really grown up, there are bits of you, but there's good and bad with every relationship.
I want to know what makes you feel I'm
the
very young.
The way you react to some things, like you know.
Because that's not like that, baby. That's about being emotional and being Libra and being Latino. All that combination of those three things together, that really gets you into my nerves, and I just explode and just go crazy and just say Spanish things, and I just, call you everything in Spanish. That's exactly what drives me crazy. But it's not about being John. It's about being Latino mixed with emotional. All that together just explodes. It's like a bomb.
There you go then. I don't know why I've always been with foreign men.
Yeah.
You know, so I've got
it's not age. I will be like, when I'm 50, you're going to drive me crazy. I'm going to explode. I'm going to call you everything in Spanish, every single bad word, and then I come back to normal.
And then he wonders why I'm not learning Spanish.
Yeah. So it's not about the age, baby. It's about me being who I am. Like, that's just who I am, And one of the things that actually I think you need to learn better about me is that when I feel something, gut feeling in my heart, I just, you can't tell straight away how I feel. I will just be mute, or I will completely ignore that person. I will leave because I just cannot handle something that I see.
He can't hold his emotions.
I cannot hold it.
Which drives me nuts.
Which is good or bad.
In business, you have to be able to meet all different types of people, listen to bullshit, and also weed it out later.
Yes,
but you need to be able to listen in a friendly way, and you need to be able to cope with all different types of people.
No,
and sometimes you've been wrong on people, and you've redone that, but you've already made them not like you because you have been shut off.
No, but I listen, baby. I listen.
No,
It's about tolerance.
Yeah.
It's about tolerance.
No, you have a short fuse.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. So, I
don't like bullshit. I mean,
Well, it's not always bullshit. You have this thing that you know best. You know everything.
I don't.
You do. And that is extremely annoying in business because you don't know everything. You are very good.
No, baby, not
You're
in
very
business.
considered. You're very good at what you do, but you do not know everything.
Honey, not in
Even
business.
if you
And
have
actually,
an MBA
let me tell
or
you.
what is it? MBA or a degree doesn't mean
100%.
that you know everything about everything.
Honey,
you
I don't know everything about everything, but I listen to people that are above me or that they done better than me and they're better qualified than me in different ways. Not the bullshit. And I can tell you exactly so many examples. Like when someone is more successful than me, in my industry, I will completely listen. I will get the best knowledge from him. If he's not, why I need to listen to that? I mean, I can read straight away the bullshit, baby. Like, and you on that way, you are very different because you get excited. That's your personality, and you tell everything, and then you listen. So we're two different humans, but it's just who I am.
But there was not one. There's not one way. You can't put your ways on me, and that's the thing. I am who I am,
100%.
and you are who you are.
But you're the first one who says always the bullshit. I don't wanna, I don't even wanna consider the bullshit.
No. I like to learn and I like to make my own decisions. You like to control and want me to make decisions based on your thoughts. So, if you don't like a certain friend of mine, if you don't want me to go somewhere, you have to put your ways through. So those kind of things really, the more we go into our relationship, the more I am, considering those things. Those things bother me a lot.
It's normal. You're the same with me as well.
I let you go anywhere.
No, yes, of course that. But then, you are your own way of the highway. Like, and I have to do it, like, no matter what. So how is that different than me? Literally. How is that different than me?
No, but I will let you do what you want to do.
No, but
except you don't want to do
honey.
anything without me.
That is different, honey. Like when we are about to take a decision.
Now this is
No,
everyone's
this is
gonna
a
think
couple
we're getting,
therapy.
This is good. Everyone's going to think we're getting divorced now.
Couple therapy, I love it. No, but we're about to actually take a decision because I'm much younger than you. If I know it's better my way, I say, look, honey, I suggest my way. But most of the times I follow your way because you are older and I look up to you and I listen to you.
But the one thing that we do have that really works for us is, I think, as you said, just the same vision. And all of that we have created in the last few years has come because, we are working towards the same thing.
It's so important, honestly. And actually, I could say that combined with, communication in the relationship, because no matter what, even if it's painful and we don't want to talk about it.
We talk about everything.
I'm very emotional. I want to talk, and it will drive Caroline crazy, but I talk about it. And Caroline...
Because I'm used to, in my, marriages or relationships before...
Marriages?
One marriage and relationships.
Okay.
I'm used to not talking, right?
Yeah.
So in an English relationship...
As soon as I talk, Caroline goes like crazy on me, but it's better to put it out there. And that's one of the suggestions or recommendation I can tell you as a younger husband or any kind of husband. Just force the wife... Just put it on the table. Whatever you want to talk about, put it on the table, even if she doesn't like it.
Communication is everything. And I think that's really, really important. And I think people have lost the art of it. And people are embarrassed. If you've been in long-term relationships, people don't know how to say how they feel anymore.
Yeah.
And so they avoid it. And avoidance just creates more space.
Distance.
Yes.
And ended up getting divorced, basically.
Yes.
Because you just basically don't care about each other. They say the healthiest relationships are the ones that argue the most in a healthy way. Because at the end of the day, that shows that you care for the other person, for your partner.
But you still have to be able to communicate in a way that, if something is important to the other person, you have to, listen. You have to take it on board. And, I would say to men, and women out there that as you get older and go into relationships, have these conversations early on, because they're much harder to have later on. And I think, the one thing is Sergio and I's relationship has completely surpassed that sort of stage where now, we, even though we bicker and we have this, we're completely committed to each other.
100%. For me, there's just no life with a Caroline, which is amazing. But also I would say just, communicate, but, because ignorance is the end of everything, The easiest way is to live in limbo and just kind of like forget about your partner, whatever. You build that life and then you cannot not argue. That's just the easiest way, because that means that, you do your own thing, whatever. You meet at, X amount of hours a day, but you live in limbo. There is nothing that you share or, to help each other or whatever. So that's most of the couples that we've seen, they do that, they just don't argue. And if you talk about things, you go through things on a healthier way.
And, I think actually, just to remind you all that love is not enough. Just loving someone is not enough.
Love is not enough?
No.
What do you mean?
Absolutely not. In a relationship, you can't just base a relationship on love for each other. There has to be a lot more to it.
I love love.
You have to have the same vision. You have to have teamwork. You have to lift the other person. You have to always have the thing that, you lift the person whether you agree with something or not.
It's a partnership.
Yeah.
It's a life partner that it is beautiful if you know how to build it together. And, when you really find that person that, wants to go where you want to go, it is something extremely beautiful.
And I think people confuse love with control and wanting to be together. And, it's not. Love is letting the other person also grow the way they need to grow, right? Love is not stifling each other, not getting in each other's way, not, putting parameters on each other. Love is building a freedom. I want people to be able to choose if you want to be with that person, not like that person is, you know,
That's the key, I think.
forcing themselves on you.
Yeah.
And I think
But
that's
sometimes you need to push in order to get, to a common ground. Because, for example, we wouldn't be here if I would haven't pushed when I met you.
no, that's true.
And I push a lot. So I believe that when you feel something, even though if the other person is not on the same boat
You
yet,
need to be passionate about it.
you need to be passionate. You need to be,
You can't just
you
relationships will always
effort into
fail
it.
today because we have too much choice. Okay, Instagram, DMing each other, sliding into. I'm sure you get loads of DMs.
Oh my
from
God, I
women.
have to tell you, this is
Oh
very
God.
funny. I didn't tell you. So basically, this morning, someone called Alba, which is actually hilarious because she
You
texts
love
me.
oh.
No, she texts me. I never told you about this story, but I was 15 and she texts me. It's like, oh my God, Sergio, I just found you here. I'm so happy you found your partner. You guys look very happy. She just had a baby actually with a lovely husband. And she's like, oh my God, I don't know if you remember me, but when we were 15, we had a thing. And I completely remember this because I was 15. She was like,
I
maybe
don't know if you should be outing her name on this.
it's so good. Maybe this Alba is 50,000 Albas there. And I love
Okay.
you, Alba. You're very funny. But then she had a tattoo on the back with a...
Okay, there's 50,000 with tattoos. Her husband, darling, that's not nice.
No, I didn't do anything, honey. There's so many.
Okay, go
But
on.
we had a thing and it was so beautiful because he reached out and, it's just healthy.
Okay, that's fine. That's not the same, darling. There's other women that slide into your DMs daily that actually want you to leave me.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And like I'm sure you get boob pictures, and
Actually, I used to get a lot of boob pictures. What happened with all those boob pictures? I don't get any more.
I used to get dick pics.
Oh
No,
my-
I don't get those anymore. Do you remember when we were in the supermarket
I
and I
don't
got a
remem-
dick
Yes,
pic?
that was awful. Thank you.
Awful.
Like,
Jumped.
terrible.
But
I mean,
you know-
people now they know that we don't want any of that stuff. So
But if you weren't strong or we weren't strong, that stuff affects you.
Mm-hmm.
Every day someone telling you, she's a bitch, I can have your baby. And
Actually, I will put a bet on the table. I put my legs on the fire right now that, I don't know, 90% of the husbands out there, they are flirting with women on the Instagram. I can million percent. It's just like a thing. I'm telling you, I don't do it, but it's like a thing, honey. I'm telling you, because that keeps the thing fire. Baby, you have access to all my stuff. I don't go into Instagram at all.
he actually can't flirt with women because I'm in his DMs.
Literally. But
Just so you all know.
I'm telling you, 90% of the husbands, they do that. It's just...
So what stops you from doing it?
Because I don't need
Because
it.
I'm in the DM?
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm joking. No, because I don't need it. I mean, I know if I can flirt, I want to flirt with anyone, It's just, I don't know. It's just how I am. Maybe I'm not flirting. Like, you look at my WhatsApp. You have
I keep
everything
him
there.
too busy to flirt. and he
Literally, I'm
does
so
give me his
busy.
phone.
I don't have time for it. But I'm telling you, like, it's just what happens. Like, unfortunately, it's what happens. So you need to be very strong. You need to be very communicative. And you need to be very honest with each other on a daily basis.
And I think these times also, that's the good times and the bad times, right? So obviously things have been slow. Some brands reached out to pause. Some brands, it's been a good time now because people really need people like us because we're in between the Middle East and America and. So, I think actually we'll come out of this stronger. But
Yeah.
at the beginning in the panic, everything was like, what's going to happen on everything. And, if you don't have the right partner beside you, like I wanted to come back here and get to work. Sergio was a little bit more
Well, look,
like,
that's
let's go to Spain.
Perfect example, actually. Let's analyze that situation. There's a lot of things going on here in the Middle East. Everything is safe. It's amazing. But we were in the US,
Listening to the rubbish.
listening to all the rubbish from
Trying to get home.
outside. And I was like, honey, you are losing your mind. You are crazy. We are here. Why we need to travel there when, we don't know what's happening. Let's just stay here longer. And me as a husband, if it was my own decision, I would 100% stay there or go to London or go to Spain just for another 2 weeks. Caroline really wanted to come here to go back to the puppies, to the kids, to life. And me as a husband, because I love her, I let her, decide. And I think that's very important. And that's where couples break apart because there is a lot of ego and two powerful voices where one doesn't let the other one lead. And I think that's something because of the age. Maybe I let her do that a lot.
Now, we're here. We're so happy. Obviously it's difficult for everybody involved in any country, by the way, right now. It's a very unnerving time for anybody, but to be with your partner, with your kids, we're going to the gym, I'm doing my hair, I'm going to, I'm doing my podcast. And
we are preparing the next retreat in Bali, which is super exciting.
Come join us. It's been
Can't
really nice.
wait.
Actually, we had one of the retreat girls come and visit us yesterday.
Yeah, that was amazing. There's going to be a link in bio if you want to just apply. We are opening a few more spaces.
And that also is for women to sort of voice and be connected to each other and lift each other. And that's really what I'm trying to communicate for people today. The power of being nice and building a team and building a community, which is what Sergio and I are doing. And I think what we do very well for each other is we support each other. We still, what connects us, we still hold hands.
Yeah.
We snog.
It's very important.
Couples
honestly.
forget to snog. You know what snogging is? They'd kiss, but they don't snog using your tongues.
What are you talking about, my friend?
That connects you. You'd be shocked how many
your
married...
your tone is the size of this. I don't even feel your tone. You have the shortest tone in the planet.
I know, but yours works for both of us.
Well, you just said that couples forget to tone?
Yes, they forgot they kiss, but they don't use their tongues. Snogging is very powerful in a relationship.
Snogging is very powerful. Since when do you like snogging?
I like snogging.
Do you?
Yes. Not all day.
I've never even seen the tone. Just
Darling,
show them
we snog at night.
How big is the tone? She has the shortest tone in the planet. I've never seen anything like that.
We're all tongue-tied, so it doesn't come out very far.
So why do you think it's very important to...
Because it's like, it's not, you're not a friendship kiss. It's a kiss. It's like, I'm going to kiss you the same way as I kiss everybody else in my life.
What? Who do you kiss in the mouth? How is that possible?
Nobody else.
Okay, wait. I'm getting so confused now. Do you kiss people around?
No.
Okay.
Well, you're always with me, so you would see.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so, yeah.
Oh my God, I missed somebody's cheek and almost did kiss him on the lips, and you had a breakdown for about 4 days. So no, definitely not worth it.
No, you didn't miss the cheek, actually. Caroline just... It's very interesting because actually I think she might be Spanish or Latino in a way very deep in her heart, because Caroline, when she goes party or something and she starts drinking a little bit, she just becomes so emotional and somehow she doesn't listen to people on distance. She just needs to get so close to them. So then obviously she's going to miss...
He's very jealous.
She's going to miss a lip or a ear and then end up in the mouth. That's just what happens.
Yeah. I think, it's... And again, those are the bits... I think, if you didn't have the crazy side of me as well as the good side of me, you would suffer.
I would suffer? Oh
yes.
My God, I would suffer so much.
But a long story short, right now, I think we have really lent on each other. We've really lent into our businesses. We've really sort of realized how lucky we are to be in such a fortunate position that everything around us is still... Bali is being built.
Up and running.
Pemba is, in the final stages now.
Yeah. And actually, I want to say it's very interesting because you have a vision of who you want to be and how you want to build yourself. And I have a vision of how I want to build myself. And I think that vision, we are still keeping the same tracks, but sharing it together and building it to the same position. Like Caroline, she always wanted to build this strong community of women, Istanbul retreats, and she's doing that. I love, creativity, hospitality, and experiences. I'm doing the hotel with Caroline. So we are combining those things together, merging in the same spot. And I think that's something beautiful.
And I think that, would I choose you today? Yes. Most women would choose you today because back then you were like a little boy with not a lot going on and didn't know who you were. And now I think people see all the things that are coming out, like Sergio, rich, powerful, with a couple of hotels and a community that he owns. That's a scary thing. I'm going to have to hold on to your coattails at some point.
Oh, yes. I like it. I like how that sounds.
So would you choose me today?
Of course, honey. Of course. I love you more than anything. You are my best friend, partner, soulmate. I love you. You are incredible woman. And I love how you support me and how you lift me up in many different ways. And I will forever be grateful for taking that little boy from a lost puppy to a proper human with, a lot of knowledge and experience about life.
And we've changed a million times, and shame on the people out there that don't see how much is coming out now. I mean, Instagram, we do sort of put it out there, but like the really exciting thing is we started from a place and we're building our empire together. And I think that's a very powerful, very exciting message to you all out there.
100%.
So, 100% we choose each other all over again, bar all the bickering, bar every little thing, which is really very small. Our kids are happy. Our dogs are happy. Our home is beautiful and happy. Our homes.
Everybody's
now.
happy.
We see where we're going with Bali. We see one direct place. We see how we're going to live in Pemba. And we're, right now just even manifesting that. Like yesterday, we were 2 hours just designing our bedrooms and picturing ourselves walking out onto the balcony and,
cool.
and looking at the ocean. And that is one vision that we shared from the very, 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 very beginning. We've never had a different vision that we wanted to both wake up and look at
in the water.
Yeah,
100%.
And it's happening.
It's happening. Oh, that was amazing. Thank you guys for listening. I mean, it's amazing just to have you all here.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Uncut and Uncensored. Here, darling, give me a kiss.
Give me a kiss. Love you. Give me one that you like, Inga. Oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah. And don't forget to subscribe.
Love you guys.
And hope to see you on the retreats.
Bye.